This is a great how you doing video. All this information is based on Vanguard's latest analysis of over 5 million plans. Now, Business Insider has compiled the key points for us. So taking a look at how your age mates are doing with their retirement account, with their retirement balances, and see how you place. I'm going to give you the average for each age group, but the average is always skewed by the outliers, the super high numbers or the super low numbers. So I think a good depiction of each age group will be the median, and I'll give you that as well. Here is the average 401k balance per age. For 25 to 34-year-olds, 30,000, we'll just round up or round down, $30,000. So 35 to 45-year-olds, $76,000. 45 to 54-year-olds, $142,000. 55 to 64-year-olds, $208,000, we're rounding up, and 55 to 64-year-olds, $208,000, and from 65 older, $233,000. How are you doing? Let's look at the median for each age group. For those who have forgotten their math, median is the middle point. Median, I think, is a better depiction to see how you're doing based on how your age mates are doing. All right. So for the 25 to 34-year-olds was 11,357. We're going to round up and all down. 35 to 44-year-olds, 28,000. 45 to 54-year-olds, 48,000. 55 to 64-year-olds, 71,000. 65 and older, 70,000 or $71,000. Not good. Based on what we're supposed to have, not good. By 30, you should have 1 times your annual income. By 40, you should have 3 times your annual income. By 50, you should have 6 times your annual income. And 60 and up, you should have 8 times your annual income. So regardless of how much you make, this is a general guideline on how much you should have saved per age. As you can see, this doesn't look good. This should be encouraging for those who have not been doing well in contributing to their retirement. But at the same time, I don't know if that's a good thing. It just shows you, you have the same struggles as a lot of us. But this should also light the fire under your behind to ramp up the savings. Every advice is to start early. What is the best time to start contributing to retirement? Yesterday. The second best time, today. A little now is better than nothing. The key point is to get started. So if you're not saving for retirement, get started now. Take advantage of your employer match program. If your employer has a match, your goal is to get to that match. So if your employer has, say, 4% match, that should be your goal, is to get to contributing at least 4% of your annual income. If you can't hit 4% right now, well, get started, and your goal is to get to 4%. Heck, that is part of your compensation plan. Don't leave that on the table. Get that. A key point I should bring up when it comes to employer match program. I know a lot of us right now, we know we don't have to stick to the same employer, especially if you want to get a pay bump. Keep in mind that your 401k match, there's usually a vesting period. Vesting is how long you have to stay with the employer to keep that match. So for some companies, if your vesting period is 3 years and you leave the company, all right, 3 years is too short. Let's go 7 years. If you leave the company before 7 years is up, you lose the match. The match is not yours. So pay attention to that, especially if you're thinking of leaving. Pay attention to what your vesting period is for your company. That's a lot of money to lose, especially when you think of the compounding effect on that money. Regularly rebalance your portfolio. This is an advice the experts give based on your age and also based on the economy, based on the markets, how things are going. You want to, as you get older, of course, take less risky options as you get closer to retirement. So discuss this with a financial advisor, or if you're versed at that, always take a look at your portfolio and the compositions you have in there. Try to adjust your lifestyle to decrease your living expenses so you have some money to put towards your retirement. And finally, be aware of fees. I think I've discussed this in a previous video. Fees can really take a good chunk of your contribution or of your account balance. Now, we already don't have enough so far, as we can see. We already don't have enough in there. The last thing you want is to cut that even smaller because you're paying for fees. So take a look at your retirement account. A lot of employers now, you can log in and see what your balance is, see what the fees are, and look at what your options are. Look at who you can talk to about that if your fees are super high. This data is not that shocking in terms of age group. What's shocking is how low the balances are. It confirms what we know, because when you're between that age, your 20s, you're just starting off, chances are you're not making that much. and your mindset isn't retirement. So you're most of the time you're not contributing that much to your retirement. But at this age, there's still a lot of time. So the good news is compound interest still has a lot of time to work. So just a little contribution at that age works. So if you're watching this and you're in your 20s, contribute whatever you can. A little is better than nothing. Heck, if you're watching this, you understand the value of putting money aside for retirement. You can do a little bit now and have a lot when you retire rather than trying to do a whole lot down the road. Now, for those of us in our 30s, between 30 and 40, although I'm out of this group, we have a lot more life responsibilities. Your chances are you're growing your family, you're getting further in your career, but you also have a lot more financial responsibilities. You're probably buying homes, you're buying cars, you're paying for things, and so your money is being divided up, between saving for maybe a house, saving for a car, or saving for any other thing, plus retirement. Now, good news is we still have some time. In your early 30s, you still have some time between that and retirement, but try to increase your contribution annually. A good way to do this without really affecting your current income is maybe those annual raises diverted to your 401k retirement. Now, for those of us, this is my new age group, for those of us in our 40s and 40 and 49, the experts say this is the time to really, we need to be contributing a whole lot more to our retirement because we are close to retirement. And also say this is a good time to start converting or switching a lot of our portfolios to a conservative risk portfolio. So a larger percentage of our money should be in low risk products. Now, in your 50s, you maximize. I don't think I need to tell you, age 50 and up, experts advise to maximize your contributions. You should not be taking risk at this stage. Avoid every high risk investment and take full advantage of the catch up contributions that is allowed at this age. Now, when you're 60 and up, make sure you understand the tax implications of withdrawals. Well, I hope this has lit a fire under our behinds in terms of our retirement contribution. It has done mine. So let us really take a look at that. Let us increase our contribution to our retirement because, right now it's all good. But when we're 60, we're going to regret not contributing as much as we can to that. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.